Hi, it's me, Rasheed, coach, speaker, and author, and welcome to the January 2024 episode of Catch the Coach, your newsletter and your video for inner fulfillment and for meaningful progress with me, Rasheed, coach, speaker, and author. We've got a bumper issue this month, and I wanted to pack it full of stuff to help you to get the best of the year ahead. And so I've put together things that will help you wherever it is that you're in that space of thinking about your hopes, your plans, your dreams, your goals, aspirations, or resolutions for this year if you're so inclined. But also, I also pick up on things before, beyond, and between all of these hopes, goals, and dreams, which is the essence of life as it actually is. There's also insights and news about a new resource that I've got for you, and as always, my free events for you. So there's lots here. I'm here on my computer as I'm finalising the actual the print issue. Just to let you know, actually, I say print issue. There's an electronic issue. So if you want the electronic issue, you can go to my website, rosario.com, and you can sign up for that, and you can get this to your mailbox every month, and it includes additional tips to help you as well as this video version. So let's dive straight in. First thing is I want to share with you a little bit of news. First piece of news, I'm very delighted to introduce Soul Leader, which is my new resource for heart-centered leadership. Soul Leader is all about leadership from the heart, so it carries on from the work in my book, Soul Trader, but it actually is all about leading effectively and compassionately from the heart. So it's for those of you who are managers, supervisors, senior leaders, or those of you who perhaps may well be leading on projects where you may not even have staff that necessarily report to you, but you're leading on important things and you're needing to influence people. There's lots that you'll find on Soul Leader, including my Leadership Essentials, which are free top tips. You'll see my inspiring interview series with all sorts of different leaders from across different sectors. Coming soon, a podcast, and also coming very, very soon, my Soul Leader course. So many of you attend my leadership courses throughout the year. This is a pre-recorded course with me helping you on that leadership journey. You can sign up for it at the moment, and we're going to be launching that hopefully a little bit later over the coming months. So check out soul-leader.biz. That's the latest news from me. But let's dive back in to this issue of Catch the Coach. Where should we start? I've done a separate video this month, which is on life before and between the goals, aspirations, and dreams. Now, what on earth do I mean by that? I mean that at this time of the year, as we start the new year, we can often be thinking a lot, can't we, about setting those goals, setting those aspirations, setting those resolutions, and so on. Great, can be powerful, can be really fantastic, can be very, very motivating, but it's not the full picture. And I've actually done a separate video on that, which you can find on my YouTube channel, where I talk about that in detail. But what I will say about that is that it's really important that we don't get lost up in all of the plans and all of the things that we need to do and all of the stuff that we've got to do, as intoxicating as it might well be. Because life is what it is, that's before, beyond, and between all of these things. Life as it is, appreciating ourselves, appreciating everybody else, and appreciating the whole process, not just these end goals which are often created. Because otherwise the danger is we miss all the magic in between. So that's that separate video on that if you're very, very, very keen on that. Now I want to talk a little bit about goal setting for those of you, if you do find that you're setting goals for the year. And I have a whole playlist around goals and New Year's resolutions. But my tips, if you are setting goals or plans, I'm going to share with you these 5 things. One, being strategic. Before you set any goals or resolutions or anything, step back. You need to think about the context of your life, your career, where you're at, so that you're able to set them really strategically. Who are you? Where are you at? What is most important to you in your life, in your career? That leads us on to point 2, which is being holistic. Don't just set goals for your career, for your health, or to stop smoking, or to go back to the gym, or what have you. My tip is to be holistic. So it might be you set a goal overall for perhaps your health and your well-being. Perhaps a goal for your career or your business, and a goal perhaps for your relationships. That way you're being holistic about things. You're not just doing things isolated, because remember, there are all of those different elements of your life. Your health, your well-being, your career, your business, and those relationships. So be holistic. Tip 3 is be very, very specific. You need to be, this is me being a classic coach. If you're going to set yourself goals of doing this or doing that, being very specific. Who, what, where, when, how much, how often. How often is it that you're going to do that exercise? Okay, you're going to do 40 minutes exercise 3 times a week, and you're going to do it between 6 a.m. and 6:45 a.m. That gives you those specifics, and you're going to do that by swimming or doing a little bit of gardening or what have you. Being very, 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 very specific is really important. So think about the specifics, the who, what, where, and when, and how much. Next up, tip 4 is be supported and supportive. Very often, these goals, dreams, and aspirations fall by the wayside because we may not have the motivation or the support that we need. So for any of your goals, ask yourself, what help and support is it that you have and that you need? Are you self-motivated? Great. It might well be that means that you're able to do the exercise completely by yourself and so on. Or it might be you're the kind of person who gets the best from going to do that exercise with a pal, with a friend, or as part of a class or as part of a group. Or it might well you've got your goals for your career and so on. Do you need a mentor? Do you need a coach? Do you need some other types of help? So really do think about that support, being supported, and being supportive of others throughout their career resource. Also, I highly recommend that in their life and their career goals. So that's that. Next up, tip number 5 is ongoing and adapting. This is really, really important. So if you think about it, we've talked about being strategic. We've talked about being holistic. We've talked about being supported and being supportive. But the last one about seeing it as ongoing and adapting is really important, because sure, we might start off really motivated in January, but by April we've lost the plot. So, I'm teasing. So how is it that you're going to stay on track? You're going to need to reflect, you're going to need to review, you're going to need to fine tune and adapt. You're constantly adapting and adjusting. Just like an athlete might well be during a game, during a match and so on, constantly reflecting, reviewing and adapting, because life is constantly changing. So that's really, really important. And don't, quick extra tip for me, don't get disheartened 1 mile into marathon. Really see it as an ongoing thing. Very often these things that you're looking to do actually aren't just about a month or just a year. They're likely to be about your ongoing personal, professional and career development. And as I say, I've got further playlists around New Year's goal setting and so on, resolutions, if you're very keen. I've put into this episode and into the electronic version of Catch the Coach some tips around you and your career, or just a couple of tips actually that might help you across the board. And I want to capture it under 3 R's. Refresh, reset, redirect. So be it that you're looking at your career, be it that you're looking at your business, or perhaps you're on that leadership journey like I mentioned with my new Soul Leader resource, whatever it is. This will apply for you whether you're thinking about this in your life, in terms of your career, or in terms of your business. Refresh, reset, redirect. Let's take them one by one. First of all, refresh. Starting point, are you refreshed? Do you feel refreshed? You might still feel exhausted, that you haven't had the holidays or the time off that you need. So the very first thing here is really give some thought to your health and your well-being. This is incredibly important because we often have busy lives and busy minds. So it might be that you might need to completely refresh your whole approach to doing these things this year. It may not work what you've been doing so far. You might need to completely refresh it in order that you become refreshed. Starting off with yourself, your health. Next up, reset. So this is the bit where we're beginning to look at, okay, what are the goals, what are the things that we're needing to do? I've got a couple of thoughts and tips for you here. What's working well? How is it that you can build on it? What is it that needs to be prioritized? And that might be based on things that are really, really important. It might be based on things that are really pressing, key things that are coming down the road, things that will make the biggest positive impact for you, for your career, for your project, for what you're doing. So that resetting, so you can begin to think, okay, this is ties in with that thing about being really, really strategic. Where am I at? What's working well? What needs to be addressed? What are the key priorities? What's going on in terms of that broader context in order to help you to reset your goals? And it might be there that you set those very clear, specific goals. And then the final thing here is really redirect. So it might be that you're at a point in your life where you're changing direction. I mentor somebody who's just at a complete change in their business. They've changed from one career, from one sector to a completely different sector. So for them, and perhaps for you too, it's like a complete change of path. Is it a case that you're at a point where you're wanting to change path, changing direction? Or is it the case that you've just stepped into something that is new? It might well be that you're wanting to redirect your efforts, redirect your career, redirect your business, and so on. So give that some thought as well. So we've actually covered quite a lot of ground here in this episode. I've talked about the news, about Soul Leader, and my new resource. Do check that out, soul-leader.biz. We've talked a little bit about really life before and beyond and between the hopes, goals, and dreams. We've talked a little bit about that. It's often about just being and appreciating. We've talked a little bit about setting goals very clearly, strategically, holistically, and with the support that you may well need in order to achieve it. And I've also shared a few other tips for you as well in terms of that refreshing, in terms of that resetting, or perhaps that redirecting. I'm going to begin to wrap it up here, but whatever it is that you're doing, wherever it is that you're on your journey, remember that I run a couple of free events every year, every month in fact, in proud partnership with the British Libraries of Business and Intellectual Property Centre. They are Networking for Success. It's a free online event that will help you to network effectively, authentically, nerve-free and strategically for your life, for your career, or for your business, so be it that you're at point of that career path, career progression. It may well help you there to build those connections that you need. But also equally, if you're on that journey of being your own boss, Networking for Success can really, really help you. The other event that I want to highly recommend to you is Soul Trader, based on my acclaimed book, Soul Trader, Putting Heart Back into Your Business. My Soul Trader event, again held monthly in proud partnership with the British Library, will help you really with the 7+1 Soul Trader steps, which are the same as the 7+1 Soul Leader tips, which is around clarity, it's around customers, it's around courage, it's around cooperation, it's around conversations, it's around creativity, it's around compassion, and it's around embracing change. So the Soul Trader event will help you take charge of your business. I'm going to leave it there. And I just want to really, really wish you every really success and happiness for this year ahead. In the print electronic version of this, my highlighted recommended product of mine is my Become Who You Are talk, because sometimes in all of this journey in life, we're just wanting to authentically be who it is that we are. So that's a semi-meditative talk that will just take you back to your heart, to your center, and to embrace this magical gift of life itself. I'm going to leave it there. Take good care. And remember, you can find lots from me across social media, including my inspiring quotes and tips and other tips to help you throughout the year ahead. Take good care. Lots of love from me, Rasheed. Bye-bye.